Welcome to ASWTV. Today our team were out following the boats with the Yachting World Around Antigua race. Let's find out what happened on the water.
We're going to be looking at the boats as they go round, and especially the Grand Soleil 43 Quokka, which has Matt Sheahan from Yachting World on board.
I think my role is probably just to stay out of the way and make sure I don't louse it up for them. They've been practicing quite hard for 3 days. I would hate to mess that up, but no, maybe a little bit tactical for me. I've been around the island a few times, done this event quite a few times, so maybe, we'll see. Maybe they just want weight on the rail.
Well, the conditions today, we haven't got fully established trade winds. We've only got about 12 knots of breeze and a very sloppy sea state.
Well, I think it's going to be very difficult to judge the prospects at this stage because it's the first race of the whole Antigua week. It's the first time for the crew on board the boat, and it's the first race of the whole thing, so it's so difficult to tell. Normally you'd have an idea, but this time, who knows? Fingers crossed though.
It's going to be a tricky race. It's not going to be a quick one, and we're going to be looking at the runners and riders. Probably going to suit the bigger boats that can get through this chop better, but it all depends on how the conditions change on the way round. It might favour the smaller boats.
Well, we're about an hour into the race now, and the start of this race is quite a tricky bit. You've got to get around the southeastern corner of the island, which means tacking and beating up around the corner, and there's a bit of current there. There's some holes in the wind. It's quite a tricky bit. Quite often you can find that fortunes are won or lost actually on this first opening out. But we are in a good position, and now we're coming up towards the end of the island, top corner of the island. In 20 minutes or so we'll be bearing off, and it'll be a different game then, but so far not so bad. Went round the area where we should have gone round, and now we're dead downwind. We're still in very good shape, I have to say. We've only got one boat that's come past us. We've been sailing for 3 hours.
Superb conditions. They're now heading to the Atlantic coast of Antigua, and we expect them to be setting some spinnakers and maybe really romping around the Atlantic coastline of this beautiful island.
So we're on the final leg now into the finish, 6 or 7 miles up there, and we're nearly home and dry, but we're not out of the woods because Lancelot, our main competition, came round the really tricky bit at the back of the island where we're in the wind shadow and made a really good move on us. So we had a good sail ourselves, but I think they've gained on us. Pressure's still on. There we have it, just under 7.5 hours and we've finished. Quite a long trip around the island. In fact, the last beat is always a bit deceptive. We're tacking in up the shore and you think you're there, and then there's another headland and another headland. But we did all right, we did very well. We picked up pretty well on the last leg, and 7.5 hours later we're finished. Bar, here we come.
Stay tuned with us tomorrow as we cover the first official race of Antigua Sailing Week Regatta 2013. I'm Jess Brooks, and you've been watching ASWTV.